to her falling in a fur coat, and then she's in a room with this blonde woman.
And an awesome lesbian scene.
Yeah, and there's like a giant red bed, and they undress one another, and what am I...
You drank my last beer, and I want a beer so bad.
I didn't drink your last beer.
Yeah, there was 2 left, and you said, can I have one? And it is my last beer, because that's the only one left.
Do you want one, Ken? I got a 12-pack.
Yeah.
You want to try the one that you were looking at?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Gross.
Keep going.
No, I don't even remember where I was.
Oh, but I was right. Lizard Woman Skin 71. Don't Torture a Duckling in 72.
Oh, okay.
You were close though too. You're like, didn't they come out the same?
Right on. So yeah, they have like a lesbian love scene there, and Carol wakes up in bed, and then the next scene is her at her psychiatrist's office, and they're analyzing this dream about her neighbor and the attraction to her and this and that. And then she's at dinner with some friends and her husband, and there's that neighbor that she was dreaming about is having a wild party next door that she keeps like
thinking about,
daydreaming about and fantasizing about, and they show that through split screen, and she's imagining that it's just, you know, a wild, naked, debauched orgy with tons of drugs, and it probably is.
She's the real killer by the way.
Whoa.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
No, he's right, though.
I thought we were going to keep that quiet.
Yeah,
okay.
we are. From now on, though. From now on.
Yeah, we won't...
There's some more murders that she didn't do, so...
mention that again. Oh, my God. So, this movie's, like, full of weird imagery. Like, another one of her nightmares later, she's dreaming of the dinner table that's surrounded by dead people, and the woman whose guts are oozing out of her stomach, and the giant swan that flies over.
Yeah, that giant swan, dude.
Oh yeah, that was
God.
trippy as shit.
And then at the end of that dream, she stabs Julia Dura, and you see the hippies in the balcony and stuff.
They're just people that like to have a good time. You ain't gotta call them that.
They just like to party, man.
Yeah, just tripping on acid, enjoying the show.
The detective constantly whistling that goddamn song.
Oh, God. Do you know that?
Can you do that?
Me.
Can you do that song? Just try.
My whistle will crack on the high note.
That's fine. The
It's
second
like...
note.
What the fuck?
That's really creepy.
I can't whistle while I'm laughing. So
Right.
and that's like aside from the trippiness of the intro scene, this is like the first mention of drugs in the film, which becomes kind of like a common theme throughout afterward. They're like going through the list of all the drugs that they found in the apartment, and the guy's like, a little bit of everything. I love the detective's little line where someone walks up to him and says, the body's
corpse.
in there, and
Yeah.
he's like, tell it to wait.
Yeah, there's a lot of apathy going on in this movie.
Absolutely. Then, like, Carol discovers that the murder happened exactly like in her dream, with, like, the missing letter opener, and that her fur is missing, and all that shit is found at the scene. I don't know. It's
not your typical Giallo.
No,
that's for sure.
There aren't many murders. There are only 2 actual murders in the whole movie.
Wasn't one mentioned though?
No, that would have been like 3 of them.
No, that Julia Dura was killed, and Frank's daughter was killed, and the red-haired hippie guy tried to kill Carol.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But there's not not a lot of violence happening. It's mostly focusing on like the mystery aspect of it and slowly peeling away the layers of the mystery and stuff. And if you are into that sort of film, it's very rewarding. It's not like, I don't know, it's not really, really slowly paced if you're into that sort of film.
Yeah, the pacing's fine.
Yeah, the pacing went by real well. I lost track of how much time we had.
But there are a lot of the typical Giallo conventions, like the unfaithful, misogynistic husband.
Yeah.
And
deaths of the women.
Yeah, women being murdered and women being attacked and black gloves and all that. There are a lot of good shots in the movie. He utilizes a lot of mirrors and reflective surfaces to feature actors instead of just like having everyone in the same frame. It'll be 2 men standing there and like the third man's reflection, or when she's going into the cathedral, it shows her off the reflection of the gas tank, and it's pretty
yep.
cool. And the whole scene where she's being chased through the cathedral by the red-haired hippie is really cool, intense, and
yeah,
the location.
That's a reveal because he had a helmet on with a.
Oh well, he takes the helmet off.
Well, she
knocks it off.
Yeah.
The location that they found for all that is really cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there's a lot in Italy, like almost
you can throw a rock and hit a cathedral, probably,
or just beautiful structures in any Italian cinema.
Yeah, and I liked how kind of leading up to be like one of the killers, and he was wearing a motorcycle helmet instead of like your typical style Giallo like gear.
Right.
Thought that was unique.
Why is Mike calling me now?
I think he really wants back on the podcast.
That's funny.
Sorry, Mike, I took over.
I did invite him to do the commentary, but I didn't know that we weren't doing it today.
So, like, Fulci loves his animal attacks, and there's one in here. There's a bat attack in here.
Like swarms of bats.
And it's far better than the bat attack in House by the Cemetery.
Yeah, because the one in the
effective.
cemetery was was really fake looking.
Oh, yeah. And the scene where the hippie is, like, trying to break through the door and get to her is well shot and tense, and lots of cool cut shots between like her and her fear and the door and the nails coming off of the door hinge and stuff as it's being broken down. That whole scene is really good, and like the way that he stabs her and slashes her arm.
Yeah, that looks painful.
Brutal. He doesn't just like stab her, it's like stab and drag.
Drag down.
Yeah.
Stab and drag.
Stab and drag. I like the way that they give you at least one other murder with Frank's daughter and throw you off a little bit by having the hippie guy be the killer of her, but not the killer.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in Tenebrae, where it's, there's a...
Don't.
What?
I thought you were going to like almost reveal what happens in Tenebrae.
Oh. Like you did here?
I didn't do anything.
No, you can't really compare Tenebrae with this. I mean, I love Lizard in a Woman's Skin, but Tenebrae is far better.
Yeah.
Tenebrae is one of my...
Top 5?
Probably, yeah.
I would say
top 5
Giallo.
Giallos. It's definitely my favorite Argento film.
Yeah.
I think Tenebrae might even be my second favorite.
Argento?
Well, just in
Giallos.
Giallos.
Giallo.
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 J-Lo.
Dual Real Will. There's, I don't know, this movie has like some I don't know.
Some people in it, and lines and a script and everything.
No, it has kind of like a black sense of humor to it too, because like the Carol's father committing suicide to try and like take credit for the murder thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's totally pointless because by that time everybody knows.
Well, he doesn't know that though. He knew what was going on.
Well, no, he doesn't know that, but it's funny for us that he doesn't know that and that he killed himself.
It's unfortunate. It's the Alanis Morissette ironic. We've already talked about that.
Yeah, and since you already revealed the ending, the whole reveal scene at the end with the inspector and Carol in the cemetery and the cemetery itself is really cool.
Yeah, I like that shot a lot.
They should have had Cemetery Gates playing at that. Oh, that didn't come out yet. Damn it.
No, that was
way before.
Almost 20 years away at that point.
That just tells you that Fulci doesn't utilize time travel very well.
So yeah, this is it's an atypical Giallo. It's not
after the first act. It is.
Yeah, I mean, the first bit is kind of your standard setup for a Giallo, but after that, it takes kind of a different path. And it has like the whole drug undertone and the weird trippiness that I've only really seen in a couple of other Giallos, one of which being Martino's All the Colors of the Dark. It's not... I wouldn't call it like a top 10 Giallo. I like...
What made you pick it? You just wanted to watch it again?
Yeah, I own it, and I probably would have...
We need to start doing that, considering like what Randy has and what he doesn't when we pick our movies.
I kind of I would have gone with Duckling if I owned Duckling, but I don't for whatever reason.
I used to have it,
but I like Duckling more. It's a better plot and has like kind of a better darkness to it in terms of. I don't know. I don't want to reveal too much about Don't Torture a Duckling, I guess.
All right, because I was like, I still haven't even seen that one yet.
Yeah, but I would give this one a solid 7.
That's what I'm going to.
It's, the acting is solid. The score is good. Morricone, obviously, the effects are good. The plot is good. The reveal is satisfying. It's like pretty sleazy as far as Gallows go.
Yeah.
There aren't many strip nude for your killer is more sleazy than that, and but it's pretty much like every 10 or 15 minutes it seems like there's
something going on.
bare flesh on screen.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, solid 7.
I gave it a 7 too. I like Don't Torture a Duckling better. It is cool to see Fulci's take on J-Lo's. Just because he's known for so much more after this era of film. Like he's got a lot of movies in the 60s. I've never seen any of them.
Yeah, this was one.
There's westerns and shit like that too.
I think this was one of his first horror films.
Okay, that's probably why I haven't.
He did westerns after this too. For the Apocalypse is really good.
Yeah, but that was like he started off with that type of film.
Right. He was just kind of a jack of all trades, though. Guy did like a Swords and Sandals movie and a horror, like heavy metal horror movie, and
all right, yeah, same for me. This was my first Giallo from Fulci that I've ever seen, and yeah, all in all, it wasn't bad. I liked a lot of what I've seen. I liked the imagery. It felt like very dreamlike throughout most of it. Lots of nudity, which is always a bonus to me. Drug references, which like with the whole 70s acid phase. Very unique.
You don't get to yell at me for coughing anymore.
It's not coughing, but you're moving the mic around. I can hear.
No,
it.
you just burped right into the microphone.
I know that. The burps are fine. The coughs, I guess, are like there's so many of them.
It's part of the charm of our podcast.
But the whole time he's talking, you're moving the mic around. I can hear it. So.
Yep. Oh no, I would probably give this a 6.75.
You son of a bitch! It deserves a 7 all around.
I was kind of distracted with like what I hear was knocking upstairs and there was nobody there and shit like that, so I did miss segments here and there.
No, that was like 15 seconds you missed.
And I am kind of buzzed, so it was kind of hard to focus for me.
This is
Scott's first drunken podcast.
Yeah, that's great.
I got him a little high before you came over too.
Oh,
yeah.
You smoked weed too?
Yeah, we were doing that while we watched Sleepless.
Oh, okay.
He smoked the dope.
So
7, 7, and 7. I don't care what Scott said.
6.75, fucker.
He's so drunk he doesn't know what he's saying.
Just like the Danzig song.
All 7s, and it's definitely worth a watch if you.
Yeah, I recommend it.
If you're a Fulci fan and just doing the zombie stuff and all that stuff, go back and watch this and.
Yeah, watch all of his. I mean, watch For the Apocalypse and Contraband and fucking all of his weird off the horror path stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's all. I mean, Contraband's gory as fuck.
Yep, I highly recommend it. It's hard as hell to find, though.
You can't highly recommend a 6.75 though. So
yeah,
that's why I change your score.
Well, if you're a fan of Fulci, I definitely recommend
okay.
it. Like, I highly recommend.
It used to be hard to find. I want to say that.
Oh, that's another thing. I had to watch it here because I couldn't stream. I couldn't rent it anywhere. I couldn't stream it anywhere.
I want to say that Mondo Macabro Blu-ray that just came out recently is as uncut as this.
Yeah,
the Shriek Show DVD that I have.
If you want to watch it, you have to buy it. That's the only way.
Yeah, but be wary of buying it because there are several truncated cut versions hanging out there. If you're going to get the DVD version, you have to get the Shriek Show single disc remastered version.
And there's your burp, and that's the film. On to the next film.
Wo ist die Mappe, du verdammte Schlampe? Ich will die Mappe wieder haben. Gib sie mir. Wo hast du sie?
Ich weiß es nicht. Hilfe! Ich hab keine